Nick Goldschmidt, winemaker for Goldschmidt Vineyards, and today I'm here to talk about Chardonnay. We've never done a Chardonnay under Goldschmidt before because I've never been able to find the right vineyard. And the story goes back to when I was at CME. We made Chardonnay from a lot of these old selections. Now this is talking about 1990 and on, when we still had AXR rootstock. And the plant material that we had back then was a lot more. So it was field selection. You know, you could collect buds and you could replant Chardonnay quite easily, and we could select for certain characters, whether it was muscatty or pineapple-y or grassy or citrusy, and we could select for those sort of things. But when phylloxera came along, the scion material for those mass selections was not compatible with the new rootstocks, and so we had to discard that, and that's where cloning came around. So when we cloned vines, we got rid of the virus, and when we got rid of the virus, we got rid of a lot of the flavour characteristics of those wines, and you may have seen me draw those charts before on one of my other videos. But we discovered a vineyard out in Sebastopol Hills, and this is on a gold ridge series of soil, and if you pick the soil up, it's just like powder, and the phylloxera can't live in that, and so this vineyard still exists. So this is an old mass selection called C, and it's going to give you a lot more sort of, you're going to get a little bit of that tropical melon, ripe fruit aromas, and then in the mouth you're also going to get some of that structural aspect. When we clone, you're going to get all the fruit reminiscent of sort of apple, pear, the pit fruit sort of fruits, to stone fruit, you know, like peaches and nectarine. But because this is still a dirty old mass selection, we still get these big range in fruit flavours. In terms of structure, it's going to be a little bit more cool climate because it's from the Russian River, so you're going to have a nice little zip. And I put it through a little bit of malolactic, so it's going to have a little bit of creaminess on it too, so it's quite an interesting wine. And the name Singing Tree itself comes from a tree that's right outside our house. When we get up in the morning, we have this tree, and in November and December all the birds live in that tree, and early in the morning when we want to sleep in, of course, these birds start squawking and they fly in these big ribbons of birds, and it's just an amazing thing to see, and then sometimes it just sort of blacks out the sky, there are so many. So that's where the name comes from, that's where the wine comes from. So anyway, I hope you get a chance to enjoy it. Cheers.